So this video is to give you my experience, first finding out that there was a possibility that our sweet little PJ had trisomy 18. So my husband and I tried for a couple months to conceive, and after that I got a little antsy, and so I, made an appointment to see a specialist just to see what was going on. And not shortly after that, I missed my cycle. And of course, I tested and we were pregnant. We were ecstatic about it. It was a dream and a hope and a prayer that my husband and I both had for a very long time. He always wanted a little boy because he has 4 girls, and I always wanted another child, or many children, to be honest with you, and I always wanted a house full of boys. So to have that possibility and that dream fulfilled in that moment, finding out that we had conceived, we both were extremely ecstatic about it. So I made an appointment and I couldn't or didn't go in. Usually they don't have you come in before 10 weeks, so I made an appointment to come in at 10 weeks. Have all of that blood work done, the testing, the conversation. And naturally, at my age, I was 41 when I conceived, and I turned 42 during that pregnancy. So I actually had him when I was 42. So I was considered a high-risk pregnancy or a geriatric pregnancy. I think anything over 35, if I'm not mistaken, is considered high-risk geriatric pregnancy. So naturally, they suggested I take the NIPT test, which stands for non-invasive prenatal testing. So we took that. The test that I took was called the Maternity 21 NIPT test. We got the results back for that about 5 days later, and during those 5 days, you all know, if you're going through this, that your nerves are on edge, because you know that there's a possibility. And if you were like me, I didn't think anything was going to come of it because I ate pretty well. I exercised every day. I drank tons of water. I took my vitamins. I was already taking prenatal vitamins before we even before we conceived, or quite a few months before that. So I had no idea that this would even be an issue. I had no idea what trisomy 18 even was. I know what Down syndrome was, of course, but I didn't know what trisomy 18 or 13, or that there was any other issues or chromosomal disorders around any of the other chromosomes, to be honest with you. So 5 days later, we got the results, and the first line was okay, and the second line was okay, and about the 3rd or 4th line down, there was an exclamation mark, and it said positive for trisomy 18, T18, and there was a 78% possibility, probability, chance, so however they worded PPV, that our sweet baby had trisomy 18. So my heart dropped. I didn't know what it was. Anything abnormal throws me off, and I was like, what is this? And so I went and looked it up, and to be honest with you, I was devastated. I was devastated. I didn't think anything would or could go wrong. I tried to do everything right. I took my vitamins, I ate right, I exercised, I was a great size. And I just did not know how to handle that. I didn't know how to tell my husband, and I actually told him over the phone. I was trying to wait till he got home, but he knew something was wrong in my voice, and he was, kept pressing, what's wrong? And I said, there's a possibility that something's wrong with the baby. And he pulled over, He told me later on that, you know, it took him a moment to come to himself after hearing that. But yeah, you know, that was our first introduction to this disorder and the road that we would face. And so I just wanted to, you know, share with you that first, you know, that first inkling and us finding that piece of information out and how we dealt with that. I don't know if this is fortunately or unfortunately, but I could not, or, you know, in the very beginning, I wasn't even dreaming of even sharing this, or wasn't even thinking about it, I should say. And at times I do wish that I did it, you know, in real time while those emotions were fresh and raw, but I don't think that I could have handled doing that, or anyone else could have handled watching us go through that, because it's like every day expecting someone to pass away, and yet you have all the hope in the world that they wouldn't. So that's it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you come back for more, and be blessed.